send you a request. I think yeah, we're okay.
Welcome to A to Z with Ali and Zilla, where we take you from real world challenges to practical solutions.
From mindset and manifestation to culture, community, and building better systems born. This isn't just talk.
Let's get into it.
Man, I bet you thought your own thoughts was yours. And today we're talking about the invisible influence, billions of dollars being spent every day to control your attention. And Ali brought up this topic to me the other day, and I thought he was a little bit crazy, to be honest. I'm not gonna lie. He's talking about everything from music and the influence it has on us, and all the different things that we see on the internet, the web, AI, and all these things are used to control our attention. So we're gonna dive a little bit deeper into it. Ali, I'm excited to hear what you have to say about this topic, man. You started
Man,
talking about Lady Gaga and all kind of
man,
things that's
yeah,
out there
man.
controlling us.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we might as well just go ahead and get into it. But I'm gonna let you know right now, I'm a little bit upset about a lot of the stuff that's going on in this world
What?
right now. Plus the connection that I have had um, earlier from some earlier thoughts back in 2010. But we're gonna go ahead and
We
deal with
gotta watch
this.
out if you upset. I mean, what are you upset today? So it's
Yeah,
gonna be a
man.
wild ride then. What's up?
Well, hopefully not, but this has got me a little bit upset with the way things is going. But we're here to focus on right now, the way we are being influenced, not just through social media, but social media is a way that we're being influenced, but by what we listen to as a whole, but music in general, and are we actually catching? Are we actually catching? Um, the words of the songs that we listen to. And it's not in every single song, or maybe it is, we don't know. But remember that
That's the
song Poker
mystery, right?
Face? You remember,
Poker
yeah,
Face? Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Gaga, I remember that song. It was
yeah,
popular, what, 10, 15 years ago?
oh yeah. When it came out, it was on the radio, and it was like Poker Face and Poker Face. But then when you listen to it deeper, you can hear the overlays. Especially, I know the people who are producers could hear the overlays in the songs, and they could, you know, just hear the overlay in the song, and freaking hear exactly what it is saying. They can hear
So
exactly what it's saying, and you know what she was saying. This whole song, it's a catchy song. The music is great, um, but the actual words and verbiage of the song is something that you wouldn't believe that was playing on the radio. You know,
you
it's
is that
talking
foul,
about,
bro? I mean,
yeah, it's
that's
that
foul.
valid.
Like, okay, all right.
Well, you don't remember? She was
Well,
basically talking about fellatio. I can say that.
so,
You
I mean,
know?
Poker Face, I thought she was talking about like like when you're playing poker, the cards. Like
Nah,
keep
man.
a straight face.
Nah.
Don't show your hand or what you're all about. So it's something way deeper than that.
Yeah, that's the way that they was giving it to us so that we would believe that's good enough for our children to hear while it's playing on the radio.
Okay.
But
Yeah.
the thing is actually poke her face, not poker face. Poke her face, you know?
All right,
And then
man.
it,
And this is where I was like, I don't know, Ali. I don't know, man. I mean,
yeah.
what's the proof on it? What's the proof on
Well, I'm not going to do that. You can go ahead and look that
it?
up yourself. But then
Okay.
when you listen to it, not in the beginning of the song, but when it goes to the run of poker face, it switches over into the actual word of F her face. It actually
Well,
switches over to the word F her face. You know what I
okay.
mean? So,
I'm
hey,
trying to play the song back in my head right now. So you know how you can go on Google and you can look up like the lyrics of songs,
yeah,
like the song lyrics. It, is
it
that what
doesn't
it's going
say
to
that.
say, or it's like they won't say it won't say that?
No, it won't say that. Okay, so basically they hide words, they hide the words in the song, and we don't necessarily know exactly unless you can hear it. And that thing, the stuff that is being said, our our subconscious can hear it and understand it, but we on our in our conscious mind are thinking about something else. So it passes us. Like here you go. A lot of people like the song Magic by Robin Thicke, right?
Yeah, yeah, for sure. That was a good song.
Right. And he even says in the song, here, I won't play it once and tell me if you can hear it. Tell me, can you hear it?
Yeah, I can hear the song. Yeah, that song was fire, man. I mean,
Hold on, here you go. Listen. Okay, now I just want you to, did you hear what he said?
what did he say? I don't think. I mean, something about being set free.
I, he said, I took whatever the devil offered me because I
Okay,
knew that he would set me free. This is it's and the song is a beautiful song. So I'm gonna play it again. Just tell me if you can hear it. I took whatever,
one more
and
time.
this is a low in the song. They turn the sound down a little bit, you know.
Okay,
But
all right.
listen to it. Listen to it. Check it out one
Pump
more
it up.
time.
Pump it up.
Here we go.
Yeah, no doubt. I mean, it sounds like he said, "I took whatever devil offered me." Yeah.
That's exactly what he said.
Okay. Okay.
And it's not necessarily uh some people don't think it's a bad thing, but if you're a Christian, you sitting there listening to the music because the music is so catchy. You know what I mean? The music
Oh man,
is
yeah. That's funny because I remember growing up listening to a lot of gospel music and stuff, and whenever, let's say, Robin Thicke came on, my aunts and uncles would be like, don't play that devil music in here, and
yeah,
they're throwing it right out there, right? Singing.
yeah. They're throwing it right out there because a long time ago it was like, hey, if you play it backwards, you can hear him say, "Hang that guy," whatever. You had to rotate you had to
You had to
rotate
turn the
the
record
record
over.
back, rotate it backwards in order to hear the message. But now a lot of the messaging is not so hidden. We're so involved into the music instead of the lyrics that we're catching, and we're just listening and listening. Like here's a beautiful song. Here's a beautiful song. George Duke had um George Duke had played this.
George Duke.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. George Duke had played this. Hold on, let me see. Where is it at? Let me see. Uh, Beautiful song, right?
Yeah. Who's
Nice and
this?
calm. But
Is this
listen to
George
this.
Duke?
This is how they
Okay.
get you.
Let me listen.
Listen. Okay, now I just wanted to point that out real quick. What this is supposed to say is, like, when you read the lyrics, it says sometimes love,
Okay.
sometimes love, right? Now this is an overlay of that sometimes love, and it's the very first time that they say it, right? So here, listen. right? It to me, I don't even hear sometimes. What I hear is Silver's love, right?
What is Silver's love?
I don't know, but that's what I heard. I don't know what you heard, but the lyrics say sometimes love, right? And
Yeah.
this song it's a beautiful song, like the melody and everything. Hold on, let me catch this other part. Now this is going to be kind of broken up. Here we go. Here, check this out. Listen. Oh no, that's the strangest part. Here we go. This is the second time it says it. Did you hear it again? That's the second time. It took off the overlay and just says it straight out. But it says it even clearer later on. It's not sometimes love. It's not sometimes love. All right. It says it two more times, but I'm going to go ahead and go straight to the last time it says it because it's clear. And I'm going to tell you exactly what it
Okay,
says first.
you got something for us. Let's hear it.
It says Satan's love has no rhyme or no reason. Satan's
Okay.
love, right? But it doesn't say Satan. It says Satan's love, like that. You know, I'm not the greatest singer in the world, but I got a little something. You
I was
know
gonna
what I'm
say, maybe
saying?
are you trying to get a record deal off of this episode, bro? You've been
Nah,
hitting us
but
with the voice a couple times.
okay. Yeah,
I see
but
what you
here,
want to.
listen. Check this one
All
out.
right.
Check this out. This is clear. Remember, it's clear. It's coming. The melody, the music. Oh, it's so beautiful. But it's getting ready to hit it in a second. Listen. Did you hear it? Yeah, I'm gonna do it one more
I'm not.
time.
Yeah, one more time. Hey, I'm not gonna lie to you. It's definitely not sometimes because yeah, it didn't sound like sometimes. I'm not gonna lie to you.
Exactly. It's saying Satan's love. There's an overlay. Like you know how they try to make a person's voice thicker? How
Yeah.
they try to make a voice thicker when they'll a person to sing a line and then they'll sing it again in just a slightly different tone and then they'll sing it again just so it sounds thicker when they actually play the music and it's only actually one person singing the song.
Yeah.
That's how they do it. Like even when hey Tony, remember what's that song? Lay your head on my pillow.
Not Tony, come on, man. They're
Yeah,
awesome.
man.
They're awesome.
It's every they are, but it's hidden in there too. It says this bed is made for you. This bed is made to groove, right? Once it goes further and further into the like closer to the end of the song and it starts re-looping, this bed is made to groove, this bed is made for you. You know what it says, right? If you just actually listen to it instead of keep on singing the song the way it starts off in the beginning, as this bed is made for you. It says, this isn't a curse. It's not a curse word. I'm going to say a guy's name. Uh, so my, usually used for William, but the other name it says this dick is made to groove. This dick is made for you, right? Go back and look it for yourself. Listen to it for yourself. In the beginning, it does say this bed is made to groove. This bed is made for you, right? But it goes further as it gets deeper, and they overlay it, and it says this is made for you. This is made to
Right.
groove. So we have to really listen and pay attention to the songs because it's changing what our subconscious hears. You know, we're not connected with it totally, fully, unless we are listening to the lyrics and listening to the undertones of it. Now, the one that I said by George Duke, beautiful song, but it actually makes sense that he's saying Satan's love because the song itself is about infidelity. You know what I mean? It's a beautiful song, but infidelity beautiful, you know? But hey,
I,
hey,
I mean, I guess if it's Satan's music, or I mean, I guess that's what he's into. But it is interesting though. Even even if those songs don't say what you're saying they are, but well, let's just pretend that that is in the music. That's some
okay,
subliminal
let's
messages.
pretend.
Let's
Even though it is, we can pretend. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Go ahead, I'm listening.
all right. Well, I mean, all right. All right, let's pretend for a second, right?
Okay.
I mean, it is important because our subconscious picks up on everything and it records everything no matter what. So not only is that in your mind, it's also in your body because it gets stored there too. So it's something to be aware of. So what would be the point in um, like you said Gaga song, Poker Face is really poke her face. What would be the point? Like why would someone seek to change the music up like that? What are they hoping to do with the
Oh,
populace
it's it's
by
it's
sneaking these messages in your
it
opinion?
in my opinion, is pushing promiscuity. You know what I
Okay,
mean?
well that's a fact.
And at a younger age, because the children are hearing it. They don't know what they're hearing. Adults don't know what they're hearing either, you know, but at a younger age, it's putting that energy into them, especially if they don't know it. And then it's basically planting seeds that's going to sprout, that's going to grow, you know, unless they have a good base, a good foundation that's already fighting against those ideas. You know what I mean? You
It's a
know,
slippery slope. Like sometimes I'll listen to my son's music, who's a teenager now, and I'll hear the lyrics with an adult ear, and I'm like, man, those are some wild lyrics. But then I go back and listen to our music that we listen to, and it's worse.
yeah,
Like
yeah,
it's worse, man. I saw this Instagram video the other day. It was this dude, this young kid. He looked to be about 17 or 18, and he was playing. His mom was playing old rap music that she listened to when she was a kid, and it was Trina. You remember Trina with Trick
ew,
Daddy?
oh my God, yeah,
Man, I was like, what?
yeah, but
And
that's
I'm
not
sitting
the
there like, oh man, yeah, Trina was foul, bro. And we talk. What's the girl that's super popular now? Um, I can't even think of her name.
Nicki
But
Minaj or some
yeah,
trash like that,
Minaj,
Megan Thee Stallion.
man, yeah, Megan. I'm pretty sure Trina was worse by a long shot, dude. So it seems the point I'm making is you said that they're trying to get this music into the kids at a younger age. It seems like it's been going on for a long time.
Oh,
Like,
it has, it has, but there's a difference.
what's the
It's been
difference now?
like, okay, the sex songs have been going on for a long time. We
Yeah,
already know that, right? All the music has
violence
been
and
going on.
the whole
All
nine.
that
Yeah,
has been going on for a long time. Um, but as an adult, we see it more, and we can realize when we were younger, when they was playing Marvin Gaye's "Sexual Healing," it did come out on some
yeah.
radio stations, but it mostly came out at nighttime. It wasn't when you was right
Okay.
on the bus riding into school, and your children are sitting there listening to 16 WVKO or whatever. You know, they weren't listening to that full, full-fledged sex music. You know, hey, so I mean, and the murder music, Bone Thugs and Harmony, Mo Murder, it's in the freaking song, it's in the freaking title, but
Yeah,
you know,
for sure.
you're aware of it, and you're aware of how it hits your soul. Hey, Mr. Ouija, it's a freaking that's already connected right to your mind that it is gangster rap is already connected to your mind that it is violent music. You know what I mean? Um,
Yeah.
but they're still hiding stuff and they're still putting it in a form to where people on the bus was listening to WAP. You know what I mean? That Megan Thee Stallion, Wet.
Oh, you mean like when they popularized it through radio and now it's being
Yeah,
played everywhere at games and so yeah,
yeah, exactly. So
versus
now
being just at nighttime.
right, and the children are listening to it and everything, and it changes. Like a lot of people aren't listening to the words. They hear it and they grooving with it because they like it. The music has got a hold of them. It's got a hold of us. It's got a hold of us. And the one thing that it brought to my mind is what you said earlier. The old folks were like, "Hey, this is the devil's music, right?" But what and it actually, if you are a Christian, what was Satan's job?
Yeah, I mean in heaven, right? He
Satan,
was playing the music,
he was playing the music. So he's a
no doubt
master
about it.
at this. He's a
Yeah,
master at this. Hiding subliminal messaging in there, hiding, saying it out and making you believe because he has the music that pulls you in. Okay, I'll give it a pass. I don't particularly like the message, but I'm going to listen to it anyway because this is banger. This is a banger. You know what I mean? So,
for sure. And to go a little bit deeper, like even if it subconsciously goes beyond, it goes beyond your conscious mind as far as listening to the lyrics. When you start moving to it, just like anything, movement solidifies something in your body. So if the goal was to really get
I think
into you, it 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 does get into your body based on how you're accepting it. Because when you're moving with it, you're allowing that energy to flow within you. That's a little bit esoteric, but that's how it goes. I'm vibing with it. So now you're matching the same vibration frequency of whatever that music is attempting to convey. So it is a little bit of a deep science, right? When you put things into the music, because it's a different form of programming that, like you said, can really program you on a subconscious level. And what does that really do then? I mean, if I don't like the music per se, and I don't like the lyrics, but I'm dancing to it, I'm grooving to it, what is the long-term effect that will have on me as a person? That's the question.
oh,
I don't really have the answer. Like if I'm typically into country music, let's just say, and I go to a game and they're playing this hip hop music and I vibe to it and I'm kind of feeling it and I'm matching that vibration. What does that really do on a subconscious programming level to me? You get what I'm saying?
yeah, it puts your other thoughts. This music, because of the vibrations that it has, because of the subliminal messaging and the energy that it puts out, and the deeper part of it that it connects with our soul, it guides us through those messages. They are teachings. They are lessons and seeds. Some of them don't sprout. Some of them do.
Mhm. Yeah,
So it's like we may not know that we had that seed. We're just going this way. We're just going over there just because I feel this. But we don't necessarily know that it was because of those songs that we listened to back in the 60s. I wasn't in the 60s, but back in the 90s, the early 2000s, because those seeds were planted, you know. And then as a child listening to that, it's still on a subconscious level guiding their life, you know.
sure.
And it's not necessarily a bad thing because everything doesn't sprout. We have to have a
Yeah,
good base. But when you look at the way some places are, and this has nothing to do with any race. It has a thing to do with certain levels too, certain levels of life, um, financial statuses. You can listen to, and you can, I mean, you can look at it widely. Who listens to certain musics? You know, now I'm not saying that people who listen to like trill trap music, I don't, you know, or those musics where they're always talking about killing people and all that other stuff. Because a lot of a lot of people listen to it, but there's a lot of people out there who are living it, you
Yeah.
know, they're living that music. And th- they may not know that the reason why they're living that music is because that's what they're listening to. That's what they're bopping their head to. That's what their parents have listened to earlier. You know what I mean? Because sometimes if I listen to, like you said, some of our children's music, and I'm like, my son could fight. My son is strong, right? I'm pretty sure your son can fight and defend himself, and he's strong. But my son is not a thug. He talks like one because of the music that he's listening to sometimes. You know what I mean? And it's like, why do you want to do that? You're an engineer. You know, that thug life is not your life. There is a part of it that you might need, you know, to get through life, but you're not a thug. You're not a thug. You don't even
Man,
live in
yeah,
those
for
areas
sure.
where you need to be, but you talk like it. And and for him it's a game because he knows it, but he likes to jive and, you know, poke fun. So
Yeah. You made a lot of good points, bro. Like, and I love checking back with nature, right? Because nature tells us the truth about how things really work. And I bring that up because, we live up here in Oregon. You can grow almost anything, right, with the conditions. And
yeah.
sometimes a seed is in the ground and you don't really know it's there. Like, because you talked about these things sometimes plant seeds. So in our yard, I was looking outside and like, man, we got some wild mints. We got mint growing in different pots in different places, mint, right? And then
Yeah.
over here in the ground, you got mint growing out of nowhere. And then on the other side of the yard, I got a tomato plant that came up out of ranks, just like a random tomato plant, and start making producing tomatoes. And I say that because if this music can plant seeds in the mind, and then the conditions become right, that seed can then sprout. So it comes to like programming. Perhaps this programming is just to plant seeds and in the mind until the conditions are set based on politics, monetary status, being in a situation where you have to defend, and then that seed becomes sprouted. And in a sense, you kind of plant a mental condition of how someone may respond in the future by planting seeds.
Yeah.
And if you can control the conditions in their life, then you have an idea of what kind of seeds can be sprouted. Because all knowledge is a seed in a sense that grows into something else. And is really in light of what you said too. Like some people are actually living this music. And it's because mentally the conditions in which the environment in which they live cause them to act out the seeds that have been planted in their mind. And also it creates like a cap of um, how far you're going to go to get out of that situation. So if
Yeah.
in your situation, the music is just telling you to get out of your situation, you got to sell drugs or you got to be a pimp or you got to, do this and that. It kind of sets the mental conditions of how you're going to respond in your given conditions. And I know like, people will say rap culture is black culture, but it's not really true because the rap music programs certain thoughts and behaviors into the black community and not the other way around. And I say that
Right.
because some of the culture that you call Black culture based on the music isn't organic.
No, it's
It
not.
was planted into the communities through the music, and then the people start acting that out.
Also,
So
I'm just
even
gonna
with
make this
TV,
point real
yeah, yeah,
quick. I'm just make this point real quick. And the people who are putting these seeds out, who are putting these messages out, not the artists, but the producers, the head execs. They're not even part of Black culture. They're the ones creating Black culture. You know, like
and shaping
and
it for sure.
BET, Black Entertainment Television, is not owned by Black people. So I mean that right there is should be common knowledge. And if it's not owned by Black people, how could the music on there be Black culture? You know, it's something that is planted, something that is controlled. Once you know it's controlled, and the artists have already said, I can't put out any other music, even though I might have wanted to. They have already said this, but this is the only music that I can put out that the producers or record executives will allow me to put out. You know,
Yeah, for sure.
so
And you see some of the artists like let's take an artist for like Tupac for example, living the thug life, and then you got Dear Mama on the other side. It shows you. That's why I always feel like sometimes the artist's best music is the music that isn't as commercialized, because that's when they really put their true artistry on it.
yeah,
And you can see how it's almost living in dual worlds because the producers and the invisible hand controlling the record labels and what's being put out is influencing them to do a certain way. And if you think about, because I've seen on certain forums about Tupac, like, how could he be living in both of those worlds? And it creates confusion in our minds also about who we are sometimes. You mentioned that your son is an engineer, but yet he's listening to thug life music, whatever. And you said, man, you're an engineer. Why are you doing that? And in this state of who am I really, especially when you're looking to music to provide some cultural guides in how you should be living your life, it can
yeah,
make you feel confused. And I think that's great if you're trying to steer and control an environment. And by
yeah,
environment, I mean
yeah.
people
And this
and actions.
and exactly to steer and control people. And this is not just in music. That was just something that I wanted to crack open. and
Sure.
and it's easy for people to investigate and easy for people to see where these seeds are being planted to how we actually react and move and how we use it as sorcery. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? We use it as sorcery. I need
Sorcery.
to get pumped up. You know what I'm saying?
Oh,
Let me go ahead
gotcha,
and throw
gotcha,
this.
gotcha.
Let me throw this music on because it amps me up. Oh, I'm about to get down on this broad right quick. Hold on, let me go ahead and throw me some R. Kelly in this bad boy and some
Oh,
Luther
hold on,
Vandross.
Ellie.
You know what I'm saying? So I mean, but that's what
Yeah,
we use it for. We use it to
for
they
sure.
call it setting the mood, right?
Yeah,
Which is
yeah, yeah.
sorcery. It's a form of sorcery. No matter how you want to say it, I want to say it this way. I want to say it that way because it fits what I'm saying. But it's also with social media. It's also with things that like the news, planting seeds. And the thing that had ticked me off, yeah, yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
All right, we're
The
about to
thing
get
that,
into it now.
yeah, just a little bit. I don't really want to get too deep into it because
Yeah, go for it.
okay, the thing that ticked me off is I'm going to give Glenn Beck and Alex Jones credit for this.
For pissing you off?
Yeah, for shining the light or planting the seed because they was
Oh
talking
boy.
about a long time ago. This is 2007, 2008. How
Yeah.
how they're setting up detention camps all around America as Walmart. Remember? I don't know if you remember that,
Yeah.
but
Yeah, I remember they were talking about like detention camps, FEMA camps, all these things were being set up, and staged for some future event. Yes, I do
Right.
remember that.
And it was Walmart because Walmart has all the food. Walmart has all the highest parts of that area. It's a building, and it has a lumber yard right next to it so that they can build. So it has the supplies right there. You know what I mean? So that they can do to build an instant uh, detention center, right?
Yeah.
Also, what they were saying was sparking civil unrest so that they can use it. And they said, oh yeah, the way that they was going to use it. And I was thinking this at the same time anyway, but they was going to, they didn't say all of this part. They didn't say all of this part, but it sparked the thought. Um, how
Maybe it
would
was a
they,
subliminal.
how would they police this? Because our American military are not going to grab our parents, our homeboys, our homegirls, you know what I mean? Our cousins and grandparents and put them in these detention centers. We're not going to do it. Like for military, yeah, you ain't going on there taking my mom out of her house and
Oh,
putting her
hold on.
in this detention center, huh?
Let's back up a little bit if you don't mind, because I want to
I
make
don't mind.
sure it's really clear what you're trying to say. So you're saying that at some point, according to Glenn Beck and Alice Jones, the, there were going to be camps that American people were going to go into, and for whatever reason, they'd be detained and put in these camps, and they would need someone to actually physically put people into the camps that would be on Walmart's grounds or some other place's grounds. And who would actually do that? Who would actually start detaining U.S. citizens? That's what you're getting at?
Exactly. That's exactly
Okay.
what I'm getting at. And the only people that it made sense back then, it even makes sense now, but it made sense back then was for if there was civil unrest and there was like some kind of civil war, right? They would have to get people from the UN, those nations, to come over to, okay, yeah, we're going to have to, shoot a few people. We're going to have to, you know, do whatever to gain some kind of control over this country, right? Because, like I said, some people from Utah or people from military people from New York who actually are in, Texas, and they know that their parents and cousins and brothers and sisters are being taken out of their homes, put into detention camps. A lot of them are gonna be like, "Nah, I ain't doing that. My cousin's there. My mom is there. I'm not doing that." So they would have to get another force to do it. I'm talking about now our agreement with Israel. And this is what I said before. They're going to have to bring somebody from another country in order to do that. Now, the thing that got me ticked off is out of all possibilities, this is a possibility for that joint military thing to happen. They bring the IDF over here. Like I said, I know some people who are from Israel. I know some people from that are in the IDF that are here in America. You know what I mean? And some of them are really bloodthirsty. And if you look at the news and follow social media, it is kind of scary because those guys, and whether you believe in the media or not, sometimes people can see the things that they're doing, whether they're fake or not. It could be a seed being planted. It could be fear mongering. It could be whatever. But according to those videos, some of those videos, those people don't care. They kill children on video and have fun and laughing at it. Kill old people on video. You know what I mean? So if for them to be killing old people and young and babies and laughing at it, and then if they do come over here, they don't have a problem, doing something to us. Now, mind you, somebody will say, "Oh, but we got American military." Well, if it's a joint, one of the things that I think some people in the military can understand And well, everybody in the military can understand this, but some civilians probably don't understand. Military people aren't walking around with their M16s. They don't have access to their M16s whenever they want it. That stuff's locked in an armory. You know what I
Yeah,
mean? So if
yeah,
something's
for sure.
going down, that they're like, oh my gosh, we need to hurry up and go do this. Like just say, and I really don't want to say this, but say the IDF is like, okay, yeah, this is what we're gonna do. We're gonna go do some peacekeeping over here in this area. And they're like, wait a minute, you're just killing people. The United States military on that base could probably like you would think, oh man, we're gonna go get our guns. But if they can't access the armory, they're butt naked too. You know, how are they going to help if they can't access the armory to get ammunition and guns, unless they have their own guns and ammunition in the house? You
Yeah,
see,
yeah, I get you, bro. I mean, I get you. So where you going with it, man?
what I'm going with it
What
is
is
this:
it that got you pissed off? What are you upset about? Is
the
what you started with.
the thing that pissed me off is that I'm able to connect this. It's bother me that I'm able to connect it. I'm glad I can, but if it's not real, that freaking thought is so heavy and taking me so far out of love, you know, and out of creating something beautiful that now my thoughts are creating something that is horrible. And it's not horrible for just this one family, it's horrible for the United States. You know what I mean? That
Yeah, I
and it's
mean, I
big
got
and
you.
broad. So that's why I'm saying it's ticking me off because it gave that thought some validity. It sprouted a new leg. It's like it's maybe this is true. There is possibility in this, you know, especially now, you know,
Yeah,
and
yeah, I get you, bro. And I mean, you make a good point about if it's not true. I mean, it's taking you out of love and all that. And that's the slippery slope that we live in, and the reality that we live in is how do you know what seed or what thought is yours? Is it warranted? Should you be thinking that way? And how much of an effect should you let it have on you, especially if it's something that can be planted into your mind that may or may not even come to pass? And that is a question we have to all ask ourselves every day. Like, what things am I allowing into my consciousness, consciously or subconsciously, and how should I let it affect me on a day-to-day basis? Because I think personally, a lot of the things that we experience aren't even gonna happen, aren't even worth giving the time of day. And if
you're
you
talking
think
about
about like,
experience and thought, right? You're
yeah,
talking about
experiencing and thought,
okay.
yeah, some of the things that we think about, like we get influenced by the news, the media, the songs, whatever. And all of these different outside influences are attempting to influence us, but how much of that influence should we even really should we even consider? Because and because if you think about, like, I woke up this morning in my own bed, in my own house, and as I look around, there's not much going on. It's quiet. My wife's over here asleep. My
Yeah,
dog's running around. I get out of bed. I go make coffee. Unless I bring in my social media, or unless I turn on the TV, or unless I listen to music, that is my reality at the moment. There's nothing else there to influence me until I decide to let it in. So on a individual level, then what should I be focusing on? Should I pick up my phone and worry about what's going on in Georgia that I can't control? or should I be focused on what my heart is saying to me right in the moment, which life is great right now, which is how I felt when I woke up.
Right. And
So
one of the oh, go ahead. Roll with that. Roll with
yes,
that.
yeah, I was just gonna say like, and because you mentioned like it got you so far out of love, but in your reality, I wonder if in your household right then when you woke up and you had the chance to choose listening to Beck, listening to Jones, or listening to Ali's heart and what Ali wants to do, that's the choice that we have at any given moment throughout the day. Should I be influenced by this person who got nothing to do with my life and what's going on here, or should I allow my internal guiding system to guide how I feel in the moment? Because you mentioned a lot of these things are to get our emotions somewhere else. We listen to music to feel good or feel happy. But what is our body telling us in the moment about how we should feel?
Can let me say this.
Go for it.
The reason why I think that there's a struggle is because of this happened back in like this conversation and this original thought was happening back in 2008. That
Yep.
was the seed all throughout
Yep.
all throughout this time. The main thing was civil unrest, right?
Yep.
From 2008. So one of the things that happened around then, 2007, 2008, one of the things that happened then was the housing crisis. People getting kicked out their house, civil unrest. Is it going to start people to fighting? Oh, President Barack Obama. Oh, he's a black dude. White people don't like him. Is that going to cause civil disobedience enough? Oh, here, let's go ahead and watch this. We got a bunch of police officers beating up black people, right? There's not too much racism out there as far as Ku Klux Klan or whatever at this time, but or the white nationalists or even the Black Panthers or whatever. It's not too much of that out there, right? So it's like, where's the civil unrest? Oh, now we got to get the gangs. We got to smash the gangs right now. We got to destroy them. Okay, is the gangs going to be enough to push for civil unrest? Then you go over here. You keep on moving down, and now you got ICE. Is this going to be civil unrest? Is there going to be so that seed has been watered? You see what I mean? That seed has been watered all the way back from when Glenn Beck and Alex Jones on two separate platforms said civil unrest will spark all of this other stuff. And Walmart has always remained. So that is the foundation of the concentration camps. You see what I mean? So that
Yeah.
hasn't changed. That hasn't changed. That's the foundation. And then you got all these other little things that are happening throughout time. Donald Trump bringing forth the not alt right, but all of this outright, blatant, free racism. You know what I mean? All in our face, which could cause civil unrest. Now you got us given supposedly, in this how they word it, our military over to Israel. And then us again, not we seeing that the rich elite people are eating children, raping girls, killing all these people, you know, civil unrest. Is it going to happen? Now they got a force that doesn't mind hurting people, supposedly. You know what I mean? Supposedly doesn't mind hurting people, that has the ability to come in and do joint ventures inside of America on its soil. You know, even I mean,
Man.
so I'm just talking about the watering of this seed. That's where the
It,
struggle comes in, because it's not just this situation. That's my situation. But you have a situation. He has a situation. She has a situation. Everybody has a situation that is being watered right now. It may be good. It may be a beautiful situation that's being watered. You know, it may not be something as deep and as dark as mine. You know what I mean? But everybody has that influence that has been watered over time.
for sure. We all have it. And it's a beautiful point you make about how these threads of, the financial crisis, uh, the racism, the beatings by the police, and all this stuff is being watered. And you know that saying that goes, the more things change, the more things say to stay the same,
Yeah,
is because the media and different influences continue to keep people in a state where they feel like they're sub subpar in terms of their financial status, their education, their color, their this and that, and they keep watering that seed in the hopes that it may bring about some type of fruit in the future. And to your point about civil unrest, but a lot of what this is doing though is causing us to ignore our common sense. When you talk about we all have an individual thing that we're going through, I have a body that senses things, I see things, I feel things, and that could be influenced by outside things. But the common sense, and this is a different spin on common sense, we all have a common sense called intuition and the ability to listen to our heart. And that is what putting too much attention on what's going on around us can cause us not to listen to our common sense that we all share commonly that connects us all. And because if we continue to look at race, color, social economic divide, it causes us to forget about that sense that we all have and we share. And it causes us not to listen to our intuition. And that's the seed, that's the what we all have to individually honor and water ourselves. Because nothing else is
yes.
going to water it for us. But we have to have the common sense to realize I need to be watering myself with the ideals, the perspectives, the visions that I have from within that can help unite us, right?
Yeah.
That is where the strength is. Because you're talking about even if did get to a case where there need to be civil unrest. At the end of the day, no, there's no way that we defeat this without coming together. I can't continue to fight this on my own with my individual perspective of racism or my individual perspective of classism or my individual perspective of I feel like the world is against me because the strength is in the numbers. And the only way to see that is to override what you've been taught and how you've been taught to see it and see the truth for what it really is.
I agree with that, but this is the thing.
Go ahead.
Truth, a person's truth is not common to everybody. Somebody's truth is totally different in the same situation than the other
For sure.
person's. So it's like I'm going to disagree with the part about it being I see where you're going. I see where you went with the
Yeah.
commonality.
Let's go deeper.
But the way that the seeds work when it's not one seed, because once it's planted and it starts being watered, it germinates. Some of them have roots and connect to other things. It connects and it grabs, and that's what weeds do. Weeds like, okay, well, let me fill your mind with this. Oh, now, not let me fill your mind with this, but let me connect to this. Let me destroy this. Let me destroy that. Let me destroy that. And one of the things you said that I actually like and I do agree with, it is a choice. It is a choice. What did I wake up and I decide to think about? Did I decide to think about that seed that was planted a long time ago that has grabbed a lot of my other thoughts that I've been being fed by social media and the news, that is grabbing onto, oh, now I got to go buy some ammo because I'm low. I'm low on ammo, but do I got to go buy ammo now because I'm low because I like to shoot, or do I got to go buy ammo now because now I got to defend myself? But that same root is grabbing onto there. So now I have to make another choice Do I or not? I have to be able to trim that weed back and say, I'm just going, I love shooting. You know what I mean? I'm just going to go grab some ammo because I like shooting. Keep it in the love. I like the sport. You know what I mean? So instead of I got to do this because the IDF, it's a choice on where I want the love to go to. So I mean, I agree with that part. I agree with that part, and I do agree that. Well, I am saying that social media is making us have to choose more, have to choose more. Put because social media puts more options in front of us to choose from instead of making it okay. This is just what I like to do, you know, because those things have been watered, and I guess it shows us also shows me in myself, and hopefully other people are getting something from this. But it shows me and myself, and it's probably in other people about different topics that when we're going through a struggle, where is it actually connected to? You know, what's the root? Where did we get this situation from? Was it from yesterday? No, it wasn't. Maybe, but where was it connected to years ago, months ago? How did this weed grow, and where is it at? Is it actually connected to my guns, my bullets? No, it's not. It's connected to a fear that Glenn Beck had planted a long time ago that I agreed to because it made sense, you know, that I chose to believe, and I chose to watch the stuff that waters it.
Yep.
So we
Yeah.
are creators, we are gods. We got to pay attention to what we allow in here. We have to pay attention. We
Yeah,
have to pay
man.
attention.
Some invisible strings being pulled. And to bring it home like to the seed, right? We have to acknowledge that as a being, we are multidimensional and being controlled by things that are invisible, more so than the visible things. And part of the programming is to get you to forget that the invisible is more powerful than the visible. And we know this in the form of thoughts. We know this in the form of vibration that emanates from music. We know this from the connection that we feel with others. These aren't physical things, but they're the most powerful things in our reality. And with that, the common sense that I'm referring to comes from something that is invisible, that we all have. And that is the source of who we are. And that's why I say it's a common sense that comes from the common thing that we all came from. And that all thing that we came from is connected through love. So it's allowing love in all cases to shine through. And and the challenge is, can you get to that? Can you use your third eye vision versus the two eye vision and see beyond the physical into the things that really connect us, which are the invisible? It's those feelings, those emotions. Because when you mentioned earlier, I want to, if I listen to certain types of music, it's going to change my emotion. That's going to change how I feel. And when I change how I feel, it changes how I respond and act and treat others. And that is really what governs our actions. So we're talking about some real powerful stuff when we're talking about the invisible and how we choose to use it, because that's where our true power lies, man.
Yeah, I agree with that. And I agree with that. And I was putting myself out there so
Yeah, no doubt.
so that other people can feel that everybody's going through some sort of struggle. And
No doubt.
if it connects with you, hopefully we gave a good example of
Yeah.
a way to treat this struggle, a way to come up out of it, a way to identify it.
Yes, sir.
and
That's the
its
first part.
roots, you know. So with that, Rod, I love everybody. I love you, bro. I'll go ahead and let you have, not let you have.
You
Excuse
gotta
me.
choose. You gotta
You,
choose. All right.
you got the last word.
Oh man, this was fun, bro. This was a fun one, man. I appreciate you opening up about that invisible, those invisible thoughts that were starting to shape your actions and how you were feeling. I know you were in a different headspace this morning when we came on, but we still were able to talk through it, navigate it, have fun with it, and hopefully shed some light on the task at hand for all of us, which is finding a way to take back your power and these invisible things that seek to get your attention and take you off your path. And yeah, just be in control of your life because we are all creators. I love you, bro. Thanks for being here this morning. To everyone out there who watched, thank you. Please like, comment, share, subscribe. We're going to be back next week with another one. We're going to go A to Z as always. These topics go everywhere, man. So it's been fun. We'll be back again next week.